This video is made possible by the following sponsors. Make sure to check out their products as well as the rest of my gear in the description below.
Hey guys, Super Rusty Sim Racer here, and welcome back to F1 2018 for another video. Today we are taking our pole lap challenge all the way over to Sao Paulo, Brazil to try and beat the lap set by Lewis Hamilton yesterday in qualifying, a 1 minute 07.281. Now, as you probably guessed, I'm actually a big fan of the Interlagos circuit. I think that actually it's probably one of my favourite circuits on the F1 calendar, so I'm hoping I can actually do well here today, despite the fact that I've not done one of these videos for a while, so I might be just a little bit rusty. And of course, as always, we'll be using the pole sitters car to try and complete this challenge. In this case, it is the incredibly blessed number 44 Mercedes. But that being said, let's go and try and beat a 5-time world champion's pole lap from Interlagos. So then, here we are at Interlagos, and this is actually my first lap of the circuit since I drove it back in my career mode in the Haas last season, sorry, in the Red Bull, apologies. So I'm a little bit rusty around here as well as being rusty in general, but we'll give it a go. Now, our first lap is going to be on the balanced setup, so a little bit of downforce, a little bit of top speed, and then we'll adjust it from there through the centre S for the first time. Bit of a lock up on the way in. Car a little bit unwilling to turn at the front there, a bit of understeer, so we'll try and tune that out. DRS open there, coming down towards T number 4. Brake as late as you want to. Exit always seems a bit tighter than you think it is around here, as you can see, nearly running off the circuit. Now up to the glorious T number 6. I love this corner, really fun to do if you get it right, or if you do what I do there and get it wrong, it looks a bit messy. But again, this is my first lap, literally turned on the game and jumped in, so I might be, oh god, might not be great. But it gives us something to go with. A bit sideways out of there. Middle sector is where all the time is in this circuit, all about being nice and tidy through here. Basically not doing what I was doing there. That's an appalling lap so far, but it'll put us down a baseline. Now remember, a 107.2 to beat. Got a feeling we're going to be some way off that. Up the hill. 7 seconds to get to the line from here. Not quite sure what's going to happen. DRS. Bam. So there is our pole time. How far off are we going to be? We are 109.4. So currently about 2.2 seconds off where I want to be. But I think there's a lot of time to be found in setup. So I'm going to go have a bit of a tweak. See if we can bring that time a bit closer to our goal. So a couple of changes made to the setup we ran just now. A bit more downforce towards the front end just to make sure that I can get the car turned in when I need to. We are going to slow a little bit on the straights because of that, but I think we'll gain it back, hopefully, through the fast corners and in braking zones. We'll see. Got to be careful through the first S. Very easy to cut through there. Bit too easy, if you ask me. DRS open again. Losing a bit of time down the straight, as expected. Brake about as late as you like there. Braking zones will come to me. I'll get a bit more aggressive as the video goes on. That tends to happen. Now, very tricky to get that one right. Shouldn't be on the curb there, really. Not a bad exit, though. Now, got to be nice and neat and tidy through. That was bad through there. I was a little bit tardy on turning. Oh, I'm very slidey on exit there. Idea is to get the car pointed the right way before getting on the throttle. Again, just a little bit impatient with the throttle right now. I can definitely improve that part of my driving. Not a bad last corner, a little bit messy on exit. We're going to lose time now all the way up the straight because of the downforce, but it's looking a bit quicker. I'm not quite sure it's going to be enough to dip into the 108s. Let's find out. Yeah, 108.9, so a bit quicker now. Making our way up the leaderboard as well. Still 1.7 seconds off at this point. Well, pretty much anyway, 1.6 I guess. So still a lot of work to do. A lot of that can be found, I think, in driving. I'm very, very untidy for the middle sector. And I'm not actually sure this downforce is doing much for us, so I might go the other way. Anyway, back for our third run. I've only made one change this time around, and that is to the ballast. I've moved it back a little bit. Help us rotate a little bit more in that middle sector. Something that I've really got to keep an eye on for me is my right foot. I'm being a little bit too impatient for the middle, and that's costing me time, so hopefully this ballast switch will help us get through these corners a bit quicker. I say that there, and I then smashed the throttle, got a bit sideways. Not the best way through, but it's worked out in the end. Let's try and get our braking right down here, shall we? Car a lot more stable with the ballast a bit further back, I can tell you that now. There you go, that's better. Neat and tidy, Jimmy, please. A lot better through the middle there. I was a little bit hesitant through there. I didn't quite trust in my right foot this time. Same there. Bit faster on corner exit, but the slide was still there. Another improvement though. About 4 tenths. Come to the left-hand side of the track to try and minimise that run to line. So 108.5. So still outside a second out of Hamilton's time. So we'll try one more amendment, and then we'll do what we usually do, which is then head over to a setup of someone who knows what they're doing, and then see how close I can get with that. But I'll have one more stab myself at the setup before we get to that, I think. So given that I actually enjoyed the traction afforded by the last setup, all I've really done is change the differential a bit to try and improve that further, and hopefully that will see an improvement in lap time. That was a lot smoother through there this time. DRS open. Using all the curb and a little bit more there. I thought we were going to go get a cut track at that point. Lucky not to. Bit slower through here, it feels like. That felt a bit quicker. Can't really look at the time right now. Very hesitant into there. I can definitely send the car in a bit harder, I think. I've never been able to that last corner right in any sim. Felt very slow. We're still gaining time though, which is good. A lot of straight line speed, and it's a 1:08.2. So we are now within a second, only just within a second. So I'm going to hope, although a second on setup usually means that I'm not driving very well, so I'm hoping that we can go find a setup that will help us get somewhat close to the time. Otherwise, it's looking like it's going to be another loss for me in the pole lap challenge. We'll see though, we'll see. So this setup is from a guy named Keefler. He's the current time trial record holder with a time well inside that of our boy Blessed. So we'll do our best to try and get our own time down, shall we?
Last lap was a 1:08.2.
I'm sure it was, Jeff. That was nice through the first chicane. They're gaining a bit of time. All about being nice and clean through there. Pretty much that sums up this entire track, to be honest. Just be clean and time will come. Also, machine gun down through the gears, because that's how these cars work in real life. It's not. Got the rear end really wanting to turn around there. Ooh. That ballast there starting to make itself known. Not a bad lap time so far. Whoa! The car all over the place. Losing time now. It's so difficult down through the hill there. The car wanted to just step out. We're going to gain a bit of time, but it's not going to be enough to beat the Blessed boy. DRS open. Across the line. And it's a 1:07.6. Moves us up to 270th in the leaderboard. We are still outside Blessed time, you know. I'm not sure I can go much faster than that, but you know what? I don't want to admit defeat. Seeing as this is the last track that I actually like on the F1 calendar, I am going to go away. I'm not going to commentate over my laps and just see if I can grind it down to underneath his time. So I'll be back when or if I do that. Oh my God.
1 minute 7.
Now, I know it only says lap 7 up in the top right, but I've been doing this for like another half an hour and only just improved a little bit there for the 107.5. So we aren't going to beat Lewis Hamilton's pole lap, unfortunately, but my God. It's so hard putting in a lap time on a setup like this. The car is constantly just trying to kill you at every corner. Nothing really makes sense, but as I said before, that's kind of how you have to set up cars in F1 2018. Maybe an indicator that the physics aren't quite there yet with sim stuff. Of course, we kind of knew that already. But still, 107.5, I'm kind of happy with that. That would have been a decent position on the grid, but not quite beating Blessed. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. My God, I'm sweaty. If you did enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, of course, hit subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. That way you'll be notified of future streams and future videos. Only one more round remaining in F1 this season after Brazil, so only one more pole lap for this year. So, of course, it'd be great to give the series a good send-off. Thank you very much, as always, to my patrons and to my sponsors and all the people who chose to watch this video. Take care. Have an awesome day. I'm going to have a shower. See you all next time.